ask anybody. I was keep going with the rap. That was that's what my man say. Ask anybody. So when you feel good when you hear your shit playing and you just see all your accomplishments come together. You be like, oh shit, ask anybody. Y'all didn't like it. All right, no problem. I live with that for myself. So we are back here at Ray Grady Radio here at Dash Mondays. We're gonna talk some shit. We're gonna talk some personal shit. So let me remember because I haven't used this in a while. 323 shit. Brandon, what's the number? 230-4610, right? Yes. So if you're on my live, if you're on Nick's live, if you're on Brandon's live, if you are watching me right now on the Mevo camera on the Ray Grady YouTube channel, 323-230-4610. Call in because we're going to talk some shit today. We're going to talk some shit today. My man, my co-host. Well, let me introduce my co-host. Go ahead, brother.
What's up, man? It's your boy, Nick Carthan.
My man. How was your weekend?
_ Carthan.
Oh, shit. Underscore.
Yeah,
that's cute. That nigga said underscore.
Underscore Carthan.
You know what I mean? So I had to call one of my brethrens to come out from his busy schedule, Mr. Carlos. Carlos, you can say something to the people. They don't
watch me. They can't see me on the radio.
Are they looking at you right now? They watching you right now. They be like, who the fuck is that? I'm like, oh, yo, let me tell you something. So Brandon, my engineer, Nick, I just want to tell y'all, all my people that's watching Ray Grady Radio, let me tell you something. This dude right here, Carlos, very intelligent cat, busy schedule. I don't know what he does, honestly. I just know when I go to his crib, 1 minute he's doing this, another minute he's doing that. He does a lot of shit. And I'm inspired by cats who don't complain about work. He becomes the work.
Yeah.
So let's give my man Carlos a round of applause because Carlos don't have to be here, but
Spring break, I'm so wasted.
I like that dude, and he's a piece of shit. I just want to tell y'all that. So he's a good dude, good friend of mine. He makes cues. So for those that's pool shooters, cue sticks, my man right there. He's is it a master retoucher? Is it what's the photography?
Yeah, I've had a camera in my hand since I was 12 years old, and I've had a computer in my hand since.
Yes, sir. Come on.
I've been retouching since Photoshop was 1.2, I think. It was like one undo.
Come on.
So if you click on something twice, the image was garbage. And I think the hard drive size of my badass computer at the time was 500 megabytes.
See?
For the whole hard drive.
There you go.
So now I have images that are like 3 gigabytes.
Mm.
So yeah, it was interesting. We used to have to run a filter and go to lunch, come back 3 hours later, and it was still running.
And the slick shit about Los, right? So Nick, you remember rollerblading when it came out?
Mm-hmm.
He was 15th in the world.
In rollerblading?
I used to skate half pipes professionally for like about 8 years. I did the X Games a couple of times.
Yeah.
Had a top 15 world ranking, and I used. Well, I learned to do a lot of the photography that I do and a lot of the graphics and retouching and stuff because I had a skate publication. So actually I just started hanging out at a skate publication when I was a kid and when I was like 15, 16. And then by the time I was in my early 20s, I was 50-50 partners with the owner. And I kind of wore every hat from being a contributing photographer to actually being a featured athlete to handling marketing, advertising, pre-press process, layout, retouching, photography, photo editing. I mean, anything. I pretty much at one point I was kind of running the whole publication. So we're doing I think like something around 65,000 copies bi-monthly. So every couple of months, 78 pages full color. And that was kind of my college. That's kind of. When you screwed up, you had to explain it to a lot of people. I remember one time we laid out the publication. I was doing a lot of the layout during the day and then a lot of the layout at night. And then we got the publication back, and half of the publication was one color and the other half was a different color.
Shit, they didn't. God dang.
I had no idea about having to have my lights being at like 5,500 Kelvin or like
he talking
balance,
that photography shit. He losing everybody in this studio. Kelvin,
daylight
megabytes.
Daylight balance, basically.
Gotcha.
So like if the middle of the day, that nice light that's coming through your window, like that has a certain color.
Oh shit!
But when it gets darker, you get that red sunsetty color, and then the lights that you have in here, they're all yellow. So your eyes adjust. But when you're looking at the screen, if you're doing color adjustments and you're doing it during 3 different times, where one is yellow, one is you and then you try to print it, then they're gonna be everything's gonna be 3 different colors.
My man. Well, I appreciate you coming down here, man. So Nick, I know you got a new recipe.
No, I ain't got no recipe today.
You a damn lie.
I ain't got no recipe today.
Why?
I want these people to appreciate me. I've been putting food out on these streets for people to cook for the last couple of weeks, and people are like, oh wait, why you can't? So now,
right?
You starved today.
They dissing you.
You dissing me. So this Monday you don't eat.
All right, fuck it.
Nobody eats today.
So let's do this. Since we're gonna get right into it today. Yeah. So what was the conversation amongst you and Brandon about the NBA Finals? Now go ahead. Let me hear it.
Oh, well, Brandon, first of all, here's the thing about Brandon.
Because Brandon's a smart dude, too.
Brandon want to be a Laker fan.
All right.
Right?
No, he want to be. No, you're a Kobe fan.
No, he want to be a Kobe. Exactly.
No.
He doesn't even respect Magic. He can't be a Laker fan.
Oh, shit.
He doesn't respect Magic. He doesn't respect Jerry. He doesn't respect Kyle. He doesn't, look, see? Doesn't respect Kareem.
Oh, what?
You're not a Laker fan unless you respect those guys.
Yo, come on, knock it off.
And then had the nerve to post a picture with him and bum-ass AC Green on his Instagram.
The Virgin?
The Virgin Mary on his Instagram.
Hey, listen, the whole time I'm standing next to him, it was just like, yo, ask him.
Was he a virgin? You asked him?
Nah, I didn't ask
him. Woo, I'm glad you did.
And you know what? Ask Brandon what was the comment I left underneath the picture.
What was the comment that Nick said?
Something disrespectful. I think he called him a bum.
I said, why are you taking a picture with that bum? Of all the Lakers you can get around, AC Green. AC Green not even known for anything big time on the Lakers, but getting his teeth knocked out, and being a virgin.
And being a virgin.
A rich
virgin.
And not because he wanted to be. Don't give us that. You know what I'm saying?
None of that.
Like, that's why he came over with that little pastor thing. Like, oh, I'm a pastor. We know what it is.
All right, there we go.
You know.
So is Toronto winning?
They're up right now, 3-2.
I'm talking about, are they going to take it?
Oh, they're going to take it.
Brandon?
We don't know.
Brandon told
Carlos,
me.
if you watched NBA, you know? All right, Carlos said.
I look like I got time to watch basketball, man.
What I told him was...
Come on, let me hear it.
I'm
not one asshole that waits till the finals and figures out what all his friends are cheering for and cheers for the opposing team.
That's Carlos. That's what Jay-Z does. Jay-Z does that.
I did that today, and I bet him $1 on the World Series because Cleveland was in it. And they were ahead, and I bet him $1 they would lose. And he's like, "Shut up!" And then they lost, and he had to give me $1, so I framed it, and I have it at my house right now.
See, that's asshole right there. What'd you say, Nick?
No, Brandon has had everything wrong from the beginning of the playoffs.
Okay.
He said the Raptors weren't even going to go to the finals.
Yeah.
He said the Bucks. He said this Greek freak wasn't shit. You know.
Okay.
You know.
All right.
You know what I'm
He can have his opinion.
Been wrong. No, it's not an opinion.
All right.
Not an opinion.
I don't want to dish you. Come on.
He's a Viking fan.
He is a
Let's
Viking
get this
fan.
out there. Stick to the football.
So you saying?
This is what I'm saying.
That's what I want to hear.
This is what I told him. I said,
"Come on.
When you are playing or fighting in any sport against a champion,
Mm-hmm.
and you have him against the ropes, you need to knock him out. I said Toronto needs to win tonight. This is a championship team they're playing.
Oh shit!
You just gave them.
You see his eyes?
You just gave them like,
serious.
oh,
look at his face.
Wait a second. I just won.
Shit.
Now I'm going back home in my backyard.
Uh-huh.
I can win again. You don't give a champion a chance to win. When you have the opportunity to take them out, take them out.
I can't say nothing. Come on.
In the words of the Loaded Lux. Grady, you ready, baby? Are you ready? So, Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
They gave up a lot of talent.
I heard KD is in trouble,
to get
right?
KD.
They did. They went through a lot to get to KD.
So before KD came back today, they've had no answers for the Toronto Raptors.
Oh.
Toronto Raptors today, KD came in the game. He scored 3 straight 3-pointers.
Oh.
They were up by 11.
Oh, shit.
KD went down. The Warriors were up damn near the whole game by 15. Raptors cut it down, had the lead.
Yeah.
They lost by 1.
Talk that shit.
Here's what you take away from this game. Go back to the Oracle Arena.
Come on.
Kevin Durant is gone for good out of this series.
Ooh. Oh, shit. Look at his face. At least y'all both
Kevin
serious.
Looney.
I always look at men in the eyes when they talk.
Kevin Looney just re-injured his collarbone. He's out. They're one of their top defensive players for the Warriors.
Yeah.
DeMarcus Cousins just played his heart out today, which means he's not going to play well the next game. So they're down to 8 on the bench. Yeah.
Okay.
This series is
Golden State has a man named Klay Thompson who's been in this situation before a couple years ago when they was down 3-1. That's when Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook
look at his face,
was in Oklahoma and they was down 3-1.
Hold on. That's why when you talk basketball,
you are a champion.
When you talk basketball to a basketball guy, this is where you destroy all the brand's facts. Wait.
When you are a champion.
You just said Klay Thompson was in this situation before, down 3-1.
Right.
And you just said against Russell. When was they down in the finals? Down 3-1.
Don't matter. It's a basketball game.
Okay.
At the end of the day,
I don't know.
Hey,
I'm trying to follow.
Listen, you listen to any Kobe, Michael, and we just playing basketball. Listen. That's it. We going out there to play basketball. They just won in Toronto. They going back at home.
Yeah.
They feeling good. Like, oh, we got these dudes on the road.
Yeah.
If they win in Golden State off of momentum and will, we don't know what can happen in Game 7. I told you out there they might lose Game 7. Golden State might lose Game 7. But the point is they have the opportunity.
So I want to tell you this. Brandon also said that when Golden State beat Toronto in Game 2, Brandon said that when they go back to Golden State, the series was over. The next two games. The Raptors beat Golden State twice at home.
Facts. I thought Golden State would win at home.
So people on my live saying Klay a monster. So
Klay the monster.
Klay a monster. That's what they saying on my live.
He did it in the last 2 minutes.
He did in the last 2 minutes.
Klay came down and just pop.
He got busy. Okay,
I got a basketball related story.
If it ain't about them,
we'll see next Monday. Next Monday,
we're gonna see next Monday.
That's listening, remember this conversation me and Nick had. Next Monday, we'll know who's the NBA final.
I bet. This is what I want to say now, because my man Nick, because I want to get into this show. Nick called me. He says, "Yo, did you see what's the name of it? How they see us.
When they see us.
When they see us.
Now
right?
you know the name. We gonna get it. Tim, and I want you to hear about this conversation that we had. I'm gonna break this conversation.
So look. I'm gonna tell you. Let me frame it up. Nick called me Sunday. He says, Grady, what we gonna talk about Monday? I said, well, Nick, I already got kind of like 2 or 3 of them what I'm gonna discuss. What do you want to talk about? He said, listen, when they see us, we gotta talk about it. I said, Nick, honestly, if you want to talk about it, who gives a shit? I'm with you. Come on, we team. So, Nick, once we have this conversation, because it seemed like Brandon got something, because hold on, Brandon. Now all my watch is here and my watch is here. Brandon must have disagreed with Nick.
Oh, no.
So they had a conversation over the phone, like, look here. Brandon has his set of terms. Nick has his set of terms. Now this is the gospel. I want to hear it. Now, Nick, go ahead.
So what's the name of the documentary?
Oh, shit. When they see us, goddammit.
When They See Us is a documentary about these 5 kids who were accused of rape and sent to jail.
What kind of kids? Black kids. Talk
they
that
were 14,
shit. There we go.
Hispanic. One
15,
was Hispanic.
And
right?
As a miniseries.
It's a miniseries.
One was Hispanic.
One was Hispanic. So Los, that's for you. Come on, let's go.
But I tried to watch this documentary. I really couldn't get through the documentary.
Why you couldn't get through the documentary?
Because it was a lot. First of all, to watch parents have their kids, tell their kids to lie with the police officers and get sent to jail because they're trying. They don't know the law. You know, one of the fathers. To watch the district attorney and all of them sit there and know that the kids didn't do it, and they put all these clues out. You know, they put this case together to get these kids sent to jail. One of the kids who wasn't on the list that got picked up.
Yes, sir.
He went with his friend to the police station.
Yes, sir.
And they threw his ass in jail too.
Oh shit.
Right? Yeah. And he's special needs. 16 years old. He didn't go to juvie. He went to Rikers Island prison.
Oh shit.
Grown man prison. Right?
At 16?
At 16. So episode 4, which was one of the hardest ones to watch. You watch this 14-year-old kid, this 16-year-old kid get beat up, And every jail he went to, shanked, put in rooms. You could just only guess guards. Everybody allowed, because you got to remember, he went into jail as a what?
16-year-old.
As a 16-year-old what, though? What is the crime? As a rapist.
Oh, shit, rapist.
So when you go in as a rapist, you're already fucked. Mm-hmm. So I'm on my Facebook. I see a post. A post says, a lot of people are overreacting. This documentary isn't that hard to watch. It's not that serious.
What the fuck is wrong with people?
I mean, wait. It gets deeper.
I'm sorry.
So I'm scrolling down the comments. Brandon Lawrence.
My Brand?
Brandon
BL,
Water. Brandon Lawrence. BL.
What'd he say?
Whatever the name was, the girl called him on the thing. Whatever, all the names.
Cody Jew or some shit.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Kobe Power Juice.
Yeah,
whatever it
like
is.
That.
Comments it says, yeah, I know what you mean. I thought it would be that. I thought it would be actually worse than that. It wasn't that serious.
That's what Brandon said.
What were your exact words?
I thought it would be worse.
I thought it would be worse. So I called Brandon.
Uh-oh.
I called Brandon. I said, Brandon, what do you mean? Like, how do you, Brandon.
Come on.
Takes this movie, a true life documentary.
Series.
And compares it to this movie called Locked Up, right? And he's like, the movie Locked Down. He's like.
The real movie with Master P now?
Master P.
I'm going to tell you what. You seen it?
Of course.
Okay, I'm going to tell you why, though. I'm going to tell you why.
So here's the thing. He's like, because this is what goes down in the jails.
Okay.
I'm like, but this is a written movie about no real characters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's like, well, in the Master P movie, motherfuckers is getting fucked and this and that.
DeAndre Bonds is the actor. Who you talking about?
He's like this, and I'm like, all right.
Okay.
He's like, this is based on real shit that goes on in the jail. Once again, this is not a real movie. This is not it's not based on a true story. It's based on things.
Things does happen like that in prison. Yeah, but go ahead.
This 16-year-old boy is a real. This is a real person about a real person, somebody's son, that is getting raped, beat up.
They didn't show him get raped. They didn't show him get raped.
So I also told Brandon that because this is a true life documentary, they're not going to tell all that happened. They're not going to put all that in the movie.
They can't.
They're not going to tell. Some people are not going to tell all that happened in the movie.
Hollywood could.
Ooh, look at his face.
Is it my turn? Let me know when it's my turn. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. You said Hollywood.
Because we got to give him the floor. We got to give him the floor.
Give him the floor. Brandon keeps cutting himself in the Achilles. He said Hollywood could.
You good.
Oh, shit.
Let me know when it's my turn.
Wait, who put the movie out?
Hollywood.
Who wrote the movie? Who put this movie together?
Oprah and old girl who wrote A Wrinkle in Time.
And they took the stories from who?
The real people.
Look at his face.
And the real people gave the stories to who?
Look at his face.
To Oprah and them, right?
Yeah.
And they based the movie off of the information that they gave.
Right.
So that's all I wanted to ask you.
Is it my turn?
I ain't never seen him look like that.
Is it my turn? You have the floor, Brandon.
Okay. Now, I'm just gonna touch on the topic you just said. Hollywood does that. You can tell if I'm a movie producer and you told me the Nick Carthan story, I'm gonna listen to it and I'm gonna go, how can I make it a little more dramatic? And I'm gonna put a little Hollywood twist on. I might add a little thing.
Can I stop you?
No.
Let him have the floor.
My turn.
No, because
let him have the floor.
It's my turn.
All right, no,
let him have the floor. Let me hear.
Hey, now this is what I said.
Okay.
And I got a bad habit of that, of not saying things all the way through. I just give the short version of it.
You like me. That's why we get along.
Is it sad what happened to those young brothers at the time? Yes.
Okay.
That's sad.
Yeah.
It is very tragic.
Okay.
When I thought it wasn't that bad, I'm talking about the graphics of it. When people on my social media, people were like, oh, I turned it off. It was just too much. I couldn't take it. I'm thinking like, yo, they're showing some horrific stuff based off of what I seen in my life.
Okay.
So when we talk about the lockdown, you seen it?
Bunch of times.
It was very graphic.
Yes, it was.
It was when dude was taken in there and them dudes.
DeAndre.
Yeah, stripped his pants
that
down.
Ass. Got that ass.
That was graphic. So when people are saying, oh, I can't watch this, it just brings me to tears, that episode 4 and all that, that's where I was thinking. Never did I ever question, is it tragic what's happening to those dudes? I don't need a video or a movie to tell me That's sad what happened to him. I'm talking about when I seen it, I was like, oh, this is fucked up. But
so you're talking about the film from a standpoint of what they're displaying cinematographically versus the situation, which he's upset about the situation because to him that's the content.
Right.
And you're talking about what was displayed as a show.
Exactly.
They didn't get into what the actual facts of the case were to the extent to shock you on a visual level.
It didn't shock me. It wasn't like
Los, talk that shit, Los.
Here's the bad part. Here's the bad part. Here's the bad part. Here's the bad part.
Go ahead.
So there's two things.
Come on.
First of all, the Hollywood thing you made is remarkably crazy that you just said what you just said.
Hollywood does that though.
Do you know that?
Yeah. Look at any
So when they did Straight Outta Compton, Hollywood said, let's add some shit in there?
Yes, I'm sure they did.
So let me ask a question there. Have either of you looked up the facts of the case to see how close or how far the display of the...
I didn't expect to hear that shit.
I actually,
and you know where that comes from? That comes from me having to stick my foot in my mouth a couple of times on social media when then I started looking at the facts of this stuff and I go, oh yeah, I was kind of wrong on that.
Kind of wrong. Gotcha. Now go ahead, Nick. I want to hear.
I never questioned the case.
Here's the bad part, right?
No, but that question was neutral. That wasn't for you to put you down or put him down. That's a neutral question because the facts of the case, he may very well be right. The facts of the case may be very close to what the miniseries, portrayed, or it could be something completely different than what the miniseries portrayed. The only way to actually settle that is to actually look that up.
Let me ask you a question, Grady. Let me ask you a question.
Wait.
Hold on, let Nick make it and then ask me the question.
So here's the problem,
Come on.
People on his timeline and my timeline are saying, Brandon.
Yes, sir.
I can't watch this. I'm getting tears.
Okay.
I can't watch this movie. It was too much for me.
Okay.
Brandon thinks people saying they can't watch the graphics of the movie. He's not taking in terms in his mind because no one's on his timeline saying, man, the graphics of this movie is crazy. This is what he thinks in his mind.
Okay.
Not the fact that parents,
come on,
right? Fathers, mothers are watching this movie.
Yeah.
And they're like, I can't watch this because I have a child.
Yeah.
And no one gives a shit about the graphics of the movie. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? Like they didn't even have to show the kid Corey Wise go to jail. I still would have been hard for me to watch it. Just watching the investigation in the case.
So somebody on my live just said the same practice they used on Khalil Browder when they sent him to Rikers. Go ahead.
I don't even have to know what happened.
That's the one Jay-Z got behind.
That's the one Jay-Z got behind.
Khalif Browder. Yeah.
I couldn't even get through part 1.
Oh, shit.
And part 1 didn't even get to jail yet.
So
because the lady, did you watch it? You didn't see it yet?
So
can I
ask you a question?
Yeah.
And I don't want nobody to be offended. Everybody that's watching, everybody that's listening, and all this shit.
Then don't ask an offensive question.
Who in the fuck let the video footage ride? Who said this was a great fucking story? Who said that? How did you see? No, how did they see it? How did they see? How did you see? Oh, they just make the shit up. They was like, we're gonna reenact what happened.
No, so okay, basically the 5 kids that got out of jail, they're grown men now. Okay. They sat down with the producers
and told
they told what happened, and they turned this into a live action 4-part series.
All right, there we go.
So basically what happened is you watch the police in them like literally have these 5 kids. They take each kid in a room by themselves. And they make them say, did you rape that woman? Because Altron said you did it. And now the kids are like, who's Altron? I didn't, they're doing that. The father, one of the kids' parents walks in and the police go to him and say, that's your son? How did you get that job? The job that you had. Did they know about your old record? Man, it's crazy. They found out about this case. You better tell your son. He went inside and said, hey, Junior, you better lie. You better you do what these police say.
Yeah.
So what happens is now when they go to court, these kids got lawyers. The lawyers are actually winning this case because the police fucked this whole thing up.
What is it, New York?
They had a fake, in New York, Central Park. The sock was, the DNA didn't match the kids. The one thing that went against these kids was the parents telling these kids to lie on camera. And all the kids went to jail. That right there was hard to watch because them 5 kids, when they went inside the jail together, they all said, oh, you're Altron. I apologize, man. I had to lie on you. The other kid said, it's all right. I had to lie on you. 14, 13, 15, 16. If that ain't hard to watch and turn off as a parent, to me, so I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't need I don't need to even see episode 4. So that's why I got upset, because I was just like, man, fuck the other movie that you're talking about. Yeah. I'm talking about these are some real kids that shit happened to.
Yeah, I like, you know like in the words of Method Man, when he did the show, I don't know if y'all remember the show called The Show, and he did not Backstage, but The Show, right? Mm-hmm. He said it in 1995, America is known to eat its young. Mm-hmm. Okay? Eats its young, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like this is the shit they put out anyway. This is the shit they for any fucking way. Right? Because if I have 3, Brandy have 2, you have 1, Carlos don't have any children. But when you see shit like this, he probably got cousins and shit like that. And when you see what America does in New York, we just already know that's a gangster island, right? One minute they say, well, it's not a state. Well, nigga, it's an island. What the fuck do you think it is? Right? It's I don't know. It's terrible. But it's very tragic.
The issue that I have with that statement is that anytime we try to
What statement?
The America does. Anytime we try to make something as simple as that, because to me this is a failure on the parents to get the kids to do the right thing, and therefore their failings rubs off on the penalty that the kids have to deal with. Okay, you have a kid. You all have kids, right?
Yeah.
And when you look at a situation like this and you put yourself in those parents' shoes, my job be damned. I'm not going to tell my kid to go in front of. I mean, like that's insane.
And every parent didn't.
Every parent.
One parent was like, "Yo, you're not talking to my kid. My kid's not signing that. My kid's not."
That was the only parent. The other parent, John Leguizamo, he went to the police station. Was like, I gotta go to work. I can't stay here. Left his kid with the mother who couldn't speak English. They sent her home. Another parent, the sister, she, her little brother was crying, said, I don't want to be in here. She signed, it just go to show you, because once again, these kids were all in the park, separate parts of the park playing. None of these kids knew each other. Okay. And the police raided the park.
Yeah.
Because somebody got beat up in the park. So they raided the park and they arrested all these kids.
Yeah.
The police go to the other side of the park and found a woman raped in the water. Mm-hmm. And they said, this is the case we want to solve.
By the water.
By the water. No, she was inside the water, though. She was in the water. And they said, this is the case. The lady that came inside, she was like, you're about to let these, because they were going to let the kids go home. She's like, you about to let these black kids go home? She was like, they just said in the statement they were wilding. She was like, no, we have 10 potential rapists.
Mm-hmm. They're not witnesses, they're suspects.
They're suspects. They said we have no DNA. Listen, when they was in court, the judge, everybody was like, listen, we don't have any DNA. There's no proof. Even on the police truck, the police officer said the kids were found on this side of the park. They said, where was the body found? Central Park is a huge motherfucking park. They was on all the other side of the park. Everything was against them. Everything was wrong. They the police looked stupid, and they still went to jail.
Now here's the shit that I want to say. It was an episode on Law and Order that I watched, where the district attorney, whatever, was getting bread, $10,000 per child. This was on Law and Order. Mm-hmm. This is what America is. This is what cargo looks like, feels like, and it is. So this ain't nothing new.
Oh no,
this ain't nothing new.
It's nothing new, but you know what though? It's like
they just found somebody in they just found somebody in Pennsylvania that was just like, oh shit, we were sending kids here. He just got caught. I took about 200 kids for nothing, just to feel this for $25,000 a child. Give it to me. He's the warden.
None of this shit is new. But here's the thing. When you actually get to hear the actual, you know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing. This shit is old.
Yeah.
I still believe they doing this shit now. They're still doing it, and they're doing it now.
Dick Wolf ain't that dope to be like, you know what? Let me do this. He like, oh shit, this is dope to write about.
That's what makes it hard. So that's what I mean.
Grady
we
watch Law and Order for real. He knows.
Me and him spoke. I mean, we had to understand. I was just telling the story from that day. But my thing to him when I called him was
Brandon.
Yes, sir. Is he has a 7-year-old boy.
He does have a 7-year-old son.
Mm-hmm. And my whole thing is he's years away from that case that happened to them. And it's just like, true. So that's what the understanding. That's what the understanding for me is like, man, fuck watching rape and all the other shit. I don't care about none of that. Go ahead.
Like I said, again, that's listening.
Come on.
It is tragic. It is sad. It is an injustice that we have to. It's a problem that we have to deal with America. I'm talking from the graphic standpoint. What I was thinking is when I watch this, it's gonna make me turn my head. Like, I can't look at this. You know what still to this day that still makes me turn my head?
What?
Is when I hear about them 4 little girls in Birmingham that got blew up in that church. When I see black people getting sprayed with water hose and bit down by dogs in the 60s. To this day, that still bothers me. I see that and I be like, yo, I can't look at that. When people and the slaves and civil rights, in the civil rights, not even slaves, at the civil rights time, when they being hung up on trees and burnt to a crisp, I still cringe in my stomach to this day. That's the type of graphic stuff that's in my brain. So when I see what happened on the movie, not the case, just the movie.
Just the movie.
The cinema version of it, it's like, oh.
You said you didn't, it wasn't.
Like, oh, okay, it is tragic. It was happening to him. Like, damn, they beating him up. This is, but it's, that didn't make me go, oh, I can't look at this.
So he's just saying he basically, it was PG-13. He thought it was
Brandon was,
that's what I'm saying.
Brandon was basically like, somebody give me Oprah's number. You need to get this kid little fucked up.
But it was,
get this kid fucked some more.
But it was based off, Grady, it was based off of what I seen on my timeline. And I know that we live in a copycat world.
Yes, we do.
If I see this person say, oh, it's so tragic, I can't watch it. Oh, yeah, it was so tragic, I can't watch it. So when the person has said that, now I don't know what the person meant.
Yeah.
But again, I knew what I meant, and I have to start better clarifying
you're talking about the film. You're not talking about the content. You're talking about the content.
Should I heard this animal on the phone, Levy? Like, he literally was like, yo, he's like, look, he's like, Master P, right? He grabbed the dude, he spread his ass cheeks. Was
that not tragic? Was that not tragic on Lockdown?
Yes.
Yo,
he gotta watch it. You'll be like, yo, this is
I'm gonna say this. And it probably I believe in omens. I know a lot of brothers don't think about shit like that, but I believe in omens, right? Mm-hmm. Even when he did I felt when he played that character, it just seems to me that was going to happen to him. No, DeAndre Bonds.
You got to see
you got to see the movie. Now I'm not saying he went to prison and did that happen to him, but you can feel it was like this was him. Like when I first saw Exorcist.
Yeah.
And we just going to do how'd you say that word? Sensualization.
The original Exorcist, I'm assuming, because
Linda Blair.
The original one.
The original one.
The real one. Linda Blair. They shot in
You
Georgetown,
just lost
DC.
every millennial that's listening to you.
Okay.
They don't know what
No, it's grown folks watching my shit.
That's the one where they turn their head.
Yeah, that's the real one.
It's not graphic enough for Brandon. Hey, put some more rape scenes in Exorcist.
But
so hold on.
At that time it was.
So that to me is the scariest movie that I saw as a child. And that was the longest movie to be made. 3 years it took them to make that fucking movie. Linda Blair could not get work after that movie because of how dope the movie was.
Is that the one with the flies? Is that the one the priest went in the bathroom and the flies was coming out? Like there was a bunch of flies hitting his face or whatever? Is that the one?
That might have been the spoof.
That's the bullshit.
No, that wasn't. No, there was a movie with a priest.
talking about scary movie too.
No, that's you know what? No, it's Amityville House.
Yeah, Amityville was trash.
Amityville was scary too.
Yeah, just the bitch just said, "Get out." That was it. Other than that,
Exorcist opened the door for all that.
What about Poltergeist?
Never.
I never saw Exorcist. Then
you never saw Poltergeist?
Well, to me, I always go like this. This is how I view films. Nothing can beat that film, scary-wise. Nothing.
But you've never seen Poltergeist.
Ghost
As a child, I was like, that shit trash.
Ghost scared me.
So that whole scene with the clown, that whole scene with the clown the clown toy that was sitting on the chair, and the kid looks and it's gone, and then he looks under his bed, and the clown comes out and grabs his ass. That didn't.
Now they had a movie. They haven't remade it. It was called Dolls. Now Dolls was kind of.
Yeah, I can't.
Dolls is kind of.
I went to a client's house, and her 12-year-old daughter. Was into old porcelain dolls. Ooh, and her whole room was full of porcelain dolls. The old ones, the vintage ones. Cracked faces, eyes. I walk into the room, I'm like, hell no. And I'm like, this kid sleeps in that room, turns the lights off with all these dolls all around. I'm like, that is not happening.
What I used to do when I was a kid, I had a bunch of toys. I used to sleep with my back facing towards all the toys, like my head towards the wall. So I was like, whatever happened, they.
What about your feet?
I can't.
Do you let your feet hang off the edge of the bed with no covers?
I used to
with
wrap
no covers,
the blankets
just let the,
under. I used to wrap the blankets underneath the feet.
I just moved to a place a year ago, and the closet opens by itself because they didn't put the little rail under the track, right? Yeah. So there's like a little do when they put the new carpet, right? Yeah. So you close the door, and if there's any vibration, the closet goes. It just kind of opens by itself, and I'm like.
Listen, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back after this. So,
all right, now I got a good market, so I need good stuff.
Black people, y'all know we don't fuck around with our food, nigga. Let a chicken breast that y'all ate tonight. Let that motherfucker be a little bloody. You be like, this bitch, come here. Take this back, and I'll go in there and get it my goddamn self. Keep it in there till the motherfuckers float and stop making noise. That's when you know it's done. Get the hell on up out of here. I'm telling the truth, ain't I, bro? I know. You look, yes, sir. That's an old player when he say, yes, sir. I'm younger than him. He calling me sir. Yes, sir. Old player. He don't get no fuck. Lorraine, get the van ready. Shit. Get the fuck on up out of here. I love them cats, dude. Them older cats, they fuck with they belt 1,000 fucking times, man. Shit, they be in the mirror. Get that tie up off the dresser right there, shit. Put it around here, these son bitches. I'm gonna kill them tomorrow. Goddamn. Jesus Christ, I got to lose some more weight or add some more to my ass. Goddamn. Jesus Christ, shit. Clever than a motherfucker, nigga. Old cats like that, sex drive be higher than a motherfucker, nigga. I know. Lorraine, come on in here, Pop. I'm finna give you this here shining stick I got for you. Look how it poke out and shine on the top, baby. Lorraine, come on in here. Jesus Christ. Look at it. Look at it. Look at the magic stick I done brought for you. Look at it. Look at it.
All right, now I got a good market, so I need good stuff.
We are back here at Ray Grady Radio, man. We had a dope, look, beginning of the show. I like it's the mean intro, what I call it. We was going in, but now I think we're gonna go in a little deeper now. So 50 Cent put out a post today, exclusive. Ex-Boston Red Sox David Big Papi Ortiz was shot in a Dominican Republic bar by two cops hired by a drug lord who he believed, the baseball hero, was having an affair with his wife. This came...
That'll get you shot. That'll get you shot.
Updated 3 o'clock, 3:42 p.m. on June, whatever today's date is, the 10th today. And they show a graphic picture of him. So I think it's...
Is he alive?
Yeah, they just beat the shit out of him pretty bad.
That's him with the...
Yeah, that's actually... Shot him. They shot him.
That's David Ortiz?
Yes, that's David Ortiz. Yeah, it's no joke. 50 Cent is crazy, but, he don't do stupid shit sometimes. But here's the thing. Do you think you're supposed to shoot and whoop a motherfucker as he fucking with your wife? Or you should let her ass, because you finna go to jail. I think I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna let the bitch go. I'm not about to hurt dude. I'm finna go get me some chicken. I'm gonna get me a nice cigar and some whiskey and some bourbon. and I'm finna take my ass to a hotel, and I'm not finna be dealing with the dumb shit. Because this what happened. When you don't know how to problem solve like a man, you start acting like a woman. And that's your fucking problem. Fuck you gonna beat on her for? Obviously, she won't do to take her out. Now, the doors of the church is open. Whoever is brave enough to jump in that. And if you watching and you think I'm lying, or you thinking that, hey, I'm gonna do something, call in. I want to hear if you agree with Grady or you disagree with Grady. I want to hear 323-230-4610. Carlos, go ahead, because I think it's jumping up.
You're talking about three individuals that you're trying to apply common sense to, but once a drug lord, once the wife of a drug lord, and the other one sleeping with the wife of a drug lord, all three of those circumstances already are not very rational.
All right, so take out the drug lord.
For a normal person, to be upset about his wife cheating means they just have poor judgment and they need a different wife.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're not gonna kill her over it, though.
Why?
Exactly.
I'm gonna end up paying the consequences for
smart
her
man.
actions. That's dumb.
Now, Brandon look like he ain't finna go for that.
That's
shit.
dumb. But I gotta tell you what. But I gotta tell you what. But I gotta tell you what.
It's the graphics.
I gotta tell you what. If you're a drug lord in the Dominican Republic, and somebody sleeps with your wife, you have to shoot the guy.
You have to.
Because you have other dynamics at play.
Don Corleone
is not a normal human being.
Well, he's from Puerto Rico.
You have to understand that at that point, if you're not a predator, you're a prey. So he has.
The drug lord is.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's right. It's absolutely an abominable act.
Yeah.
Right. And the cowardice of shooting somebody in the back is even worse. But the truth of the matter is that you're a bad guy in the Caribbean and somebody sleeps with your wife.
Say that again.
If you're a bad guy in the Caribbean and somebody sleeps with your wife, you don't just
A lot of people don't even know that's the Caribbean. A lot of people ain't even smart enough to remember.
I freaking grew up on the 2 islands over, so
and what island was that?
I kind of have to know that. I'm from Puerto Rico originally.
Thank you. I'm just saying most people don't know that's the Caribbean.
Most people don't know Puerto Rico's U.S. territory. And that's why black kids go to prison, because our educational system is so screwed up that people think that lying to the police when they go in there instead of taking their kids out of that.
Oh shit!
Precinct,
talk that shit, Los.
You know, that's what it all
Los
comes
got
down
busy.
to.
Come on.
We have shitty voters because our populace is uneducated, and our populace is uneducated because we keep putting money into things that are not important to our populace. We have to hire talent from outside of the United States because our populace doesn't get the proper education. So we have to, it's like scouting for sports. If you're not putting money into sports programs and you don't have a bunch of talent coming out here that's really good from the States, but you still got to put a team together, where do you look? Wherever you can find the talent. If you don't educate our populace, if you don't educate our kids, if you don't have kindergarten programs, if you don't have, every single black kid, every single Hispanic kid, every single white kid, forget about the race, every kid.
Talk that shit, Los.
Getting educated at the moment where the brain is developing, then those people turn into adults. And then you got a bunch of dumbass adults out there making choices, and then they have kids, and they're making choices for their kids, and they're working as police officers, they're working as politicians, they're working as students, as teachers. It all multiplies.
Talk that shit, Los. Now, Brandon, I know it's coming off you. Nick, we're going to say you because you're going to.
Yeah, let
come on, Brandon.
Extra graphic.
And be graphic with it.
Be graphic.
Listen,
so is it.
He took the words out of my mouth. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
It's bigger than the dude messing with the drug. His rep is on the line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got other people who.
But it's not just rep; it's his life, because his rep protects him from his competitors.
Well, no. What I'm saying, if I'm a drug lord and this dude come in and touches my wife, I got to. That's what I'm saying.
That's what Los just said.
Yeah. That's why I said I agree with him. You got to. But if I'm a regular dude who work at Home Depot, then it's like whatever. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to. You know what I mean? Plus, I'm in the Caribbean. I'm not gonna go to jail. I'm the boss. I just paid. I just paid the cops. I just paid the cops who's supposed to arrest me.
We talking some shit today.
To kill you know what I'm saying? So I understand.
The consequences are not the same.
I want to know what this wife looked like. Big Poppy.
What you were shooting somebody for?
Big Poppy.
What?
That's David Ortiz's nickname.
Oh, okay.
His name is Big Poppy. I want to know what she looked like because he risked it all for her. And it was what happened in Dominican, right?
Do you think he was aware?
They are some beautiful women. There is some beautiful women in the Dominican Republic. So the fact that
they killing couples is supposedly.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
You believe
do you
that?
think that he was aware that she was a drug lord's wife?
Oh hell yeah, he knew.
Look at Brandon. Look at Brandon's face. Look at his face. Look at his face. I wish y'all could see that boy's face.
Because when I used to go out to clubs in Hollywood, when I was back like 500 years ago, and I used to have a lot of regular spots, there were some dangerous girls out there, and I mean, associated with. I'm not gonna say names or whatever, but associated with mafia people. Like you knew that no matter what, like that was no-go zone. But some people don't have that insider information.
He knew. He is if he ain't in the Hall of Fame, but he's gonna be a Hall of Fame baseball player. He knew. He just probably felt like, hey, I got money, I can do what I want to do. The problem is men get cocky and we feel like, we get to a point of I'm untouchable.
So let me say, no, I'm sorry, Nick. I ain't gonna go before you. I'm sorry, little bro. Go ahead, get it off your chest. I was about to ask another question.
You said something where you said
Grady said something.
You said basically if the chick do that, that's on her.
I'm not gonna kill her. Yeah, I'm not finna.
And you said what you said.
Here's
the thing. I wanted to say this on the dudes that go ahead and mess with the families. I've always said this before.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you're right. There's no reason to go to jail. We're talking on a civilized way. There's no reason to go to jail. Get a new wife, move on, or whatever.
Yeah.
That's sensible.
Okay.
If you don't like your wife, you can send him a fruit basket for doing you a favor.
Exactly. When you are a man that's messing with a married family, a married man's family, you can't go into it like, well, maybe. Like, I see a lot of people always say, hey, man, don't get mad at me, get mad at the wife. No, when you are a person that does that, you got to take all the risks that come.
Oh, he's not free of fault.
Yeah.
No, by no means is he free of fault or free of consequence.
That game right there that you playing, listen, David Ortiz, I really don't. Maybe I don't. That's the name, David Ortiz, right? Mm-hmm. He may not have known. Look, I'm going to be totally honest because you know why? A lot of those women, they go around under, like, think about it. You out, you go to the club, you meet this chick.
Mm-hmm.
These chicks, they blend in.
Yeah.
They out because you got to remember, drug lords, NBA players, mayors, people of power, these women get bored with them after a while. They
Say it again, Nick.
They get bored with them.
Thank you.
They get bored because they want to have fun.
Yeah.
They want to have fun.
Because he got the bread, he want to control.
He got the bread, he's in control. Most of the time, the people with the bread, they're not even paying attention to that woman anymore. So now they going out, they go Big Poppy coming around, he hitting home runs and fucking the shit out of her and all this other shit. He don't know, but he's doing wrong. Because here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
You say that, oh yeah, he know.
Oh yeah, he know.
Let me explain something to you. Biggie Smalls got a song.
Which one?
The one where he said I was messing with this girl. Her man would play for the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks.
Yeah.
Most of these dudes, and as comedians, most of these dudes don't even know who these chicks belong to.
He just said it though. He said
he
didn't say the player's name.
He didn't say the player's name. He's telling the story. But I'm saying,
I got a story to tell the song.
I got a story to tell.
That's the song.
You don't know the extent of who this person is. A girl could message you right now and be like, "Oh yeah, my man, he's a boss, whatever." And you're like, "All right, well, cause you're not thinking, you're just trying to fuck."
Or,
you
let me say this then.
Yeah.
What if Carlos, Nick, Brandon? What if the woman is asked that question? Does she has a man, and she does not be forward with the question.
Then he's an innocent bystander.
That's what I was just saying.
Because she don't have to tell though.
He's not an innocent bystander because he shouldn't be doing it in the first place.
Shouldn't be doing what? If he
doesn't know.
I'm
saying if he doesn't know. Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't know.
If he doesn't know, if he thinks she's available and he's just hanging on in the Dominican Republic and he's trying to get
whatever,
gotta get whatever, right? And then he gets shot and he's like, what the hell just happened? Like he's an innocent bystander.
You know what I learned about these athletes and a lot of these sports players and a lot.
But that's a generalization, no?
They get off of doing that shit.
And if that's the case,
smashing.
If that's the circumstance, then he has to deal with the consequences.
Yeah.
But if he was unaware, he was an innocent bystander.
Y'all don't think a conversation was had before this happened? Y'all think this was the
Look
first
at
time?
Brandon. I like Brandon.
Has that ever happened to any of you guys, by the way? You're out in a nightclub and some girl starts hitting on you and then you realize he's with some big dude or something like that?
No. But here's another key factor we're forgetting, right? I'm from LA.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm famous and I'm going to Chicago, I'm going to hit Grady up. Hey, Grady, I'm rolling with Grady.
What's a good spot? Yeah.
What's a good spot?
Yeah.
Hey, me and Grady, we in the
getting
club,
busy.
we partying. This girl is on me. Like, oh, you Brandon Lawrence?
Yeah.
Hey, Grady. If Grady don't know her, do your mans know her? Like, what's up with her? If she's a drug dealer's wife.
From where?
From Dominican.
But
he's
No,
talking
he's talking about Chicago at the moment.
I'm
so
talking about
she's
Chicago,
from Chicago
but I'm
and
talking about
she's
Chicago.
connected and
if
whatever.
If she's a drug dealer's wife in Chicago, somebody got to know who she is. Somebody had to see her with this dude.
But
and somebody had to be like, yo, B. Grady,
but you have public education, so you're too dope to know.
Grady's my man. Grady should be like, yo, B, leave that one alone.
Right.
That's such and such. He's a killer.
So this is why I said you're wrong for this. First of all, where's the girl from again?
I'm making assumptions here because I don't know the specifics of the case. But
if she's out here, first of all, she's from DR and she's out here.
No, it happened in DR.
It happened in DR.
Yeah, but I'm pretty. That would happen in DR. But what I'm saying is, I just said just now, there are a lot of girls. You could be dancing with Drake's girlfriend right now in a dance club, and you not know that Drake.
They did the video, Malaya, and Find Your Love. Go ahead.
You really think that they sit these conversations like this is something that a lot of men listen. I'm
not a jump off.
I'm glad.
A wife.
I'm glad you just said that. And see, this is where men are very naive.
Come on.
And they don't understand. A lot of these women. Wow.
Wife. Continue your point.
A lot of these women, you think that they're going to give you this information because we don't give them all in. Most men don't give them all information.
Right.
So why do you think that they just go like, oh, hey, by the way, I'm a because first of all, listen, by the way, I'm a drug lord's wife. She trying to have fun. She trying like a lot of people mess with girls, people dudes, they don't even know.
Nick, I agree. Everything you saying. What I'm saying is it's a wife. You don't think a wife is being seen across when I'm out walking around as a drug dealer, this is my wife.
I'll tell you a story.
Okay, if I'm walking around with my wife, you gonna know who she is. You gonna know who she is.
But that's
Tiff
you.
gonna know who she is.
But
No. But listen to what I'm saying. It's my wife. I'm in the public with my wife. What I'm saying is somebody had to tell
Brandon,
Big Papi, hey.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think that they was just out cheating in the open? Have you ever?
My point is that there's every range in between there. Yeah. When I was in my 20s, like my early 20s, I was in San Diego and I was hanging out with these, what I thought was a couple, and they're hanging out, and then she's like, "No, this is my brother." Okay, exactly. This is my brother. I'm hanging out with these people the whole day. This is my brother. We go out to nightclubs, and she's like you, so I'm like, cool. I'm hanging out with her. She's with her brother's hanging out with these girls or whatever, and she goes over there, starts dancing with the brother, and I'm like, hey, you're killing his game. Like he's got these girls with him, right? He's like, actually, can I tell you the truth? He's not my brother. He's my husband. And she had her. I'm like, where's your ring? Her ring was on the other hand, flipped down. They got off doing that sort of stuff. Okay, so there's every range from being a husband and a wife that tell everybody they're husband and wife to the people that play that game and everything in between. So, I mean, it's unfair to make an assumption that a person knows just because.
And not only just that, this is Big Pop. This is a famous baseball player, right?
Yeah.
Let me tell you how slick it can get. Babe, we're going to the baseball game. Or we go just chill with this, what you call it, whatever. And all right, because he don't think she going like, go ahead, yeah, go ahead, Big Papi. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and chill. Mm-hmm. And he. You want to go to commercial break real quick?
Hey, let's go to commercial.
Oh, no.
All right, now I got a good market, so I need good stuff.
Y'all tell me if I handled this right. I was at the fucking Foot Locker. I got 3 sons and shit. 21, an 18-year-old, and a 15-year-old. Yeah, I swim. Gotta take care of yourself, man. The king in my fucking castle. My children look up at daddy and shit. I'm in the fucking Foot Locker. I take a seat with my legs open, cause when niggas had this ain't manly. But men sit with their fucking legs open. This how men sit. So I took my phone out and shit, so I'm looking at emails and shit. Before I know it, my baby like, Daddy, you don't want no Jordan? So the shoe salesman nigga like, hey, Pops, hey, man, you should try something. I'm like, I don't wear Jordans, nigga. So he was like, you don't? Fuck did you hear me say, nigga? I don't wear them. But my babies, I love my sons and shit. They like, Daddy, try some. I'm like, well, nigga, give me some in a 10 and a half or something. So before I knew it, I'm looking at my other son and shit. I took my phone out. This nigga done untied my shoe and my foot starts to take off. So my foot and this nigga thighs. Now I'm gazing this nigga's eyes in the Beverly Center. So I take my foot out. Watch out, move. Come on, boo-boo, get your brothers, let's go. So my kids, we on the escalator. He like, Daddy, why we leaving? Like, this nigga tried to seduce your father.
All right, now I got a good market, so I need good stuff.
We are back here at Ray Grady Radio. Listen, we are talking about what 50 Cent had posted that Big Papi, a.k.a. what's his name, David Ortiz, was shot in the Dominican Republic, allegedly by one of the drug lords, you know, because he was messing around with one of the, or I should say, allegedly cheating with the drug lord's broad. Now, here's the thing.
Well, we were debating whether he knew or not.
Whether he did or he didn't, who gives a shit? If you got $100 million, you roll with armed security. I don't give a fuck about none of these hoes like that. Who gives a shit? If I'm $100 million nigga, because $260 million, there's no way in fucking hell I ain't got no goons with me. And I'm talking real goons, not the niggas that we hiring off the block. We talking about the ones that talk on the wrist. We talking about the ones that point in like they got the Bluetooth, but the needle is the motherfucking speaker. We talking some MacGyver shit. Just because I'm $100 million, so I'm a target too.
Let me ask you a question.
When you're on the mountain hill, it's easy to shoot at a nigga up top. Very easy to shoot the crown off your fucking head. It's very easy.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Would anybody here in the Caribbean sit with their back to the door?
Well, the Caribbeans, they don't play to sit to the back to the door.
I'm just asking you, even here, you go to a bar, you go to a restaurant, do you sit with your back to the door?
Yeah, I do.
I don't. I never do.
I do.
I don't. I mean, I don't.
I don't have any enemies, so I
had a boss that moved my desk
a lot
with my back to the door, and I go, yeah, that's not gonna work. And
but
he goes,
from the Caribbean, though. Y'all don't play that shit.
You don't have a choice. I go, yeah, I do. I quit. And he's like, what? I go, I'm not
that's
gonna
why
sit every day with my back to the door.
Carlos is an asshole. That's why we get along.
And he goes, okay. And I'm like, well, it's nothing rational. I'm not gonna sit with my back to the door every day when I come to work. And he's like, well, I'm glad you admit it's not rational. You can move your desk. But
come on.
Let me tell you how powerful.
Ooh, look at Nick.
I would have gotten shot in the chest, by the way, because I would have my front.
Some of these women are.
Come on.
Tell you how powerful.
Because we finna get into it.
Because a lot of men. Now let's put it on the part. I'm gonna go on your angle.
Come on.
Say he knew, right? Let's say he didn't know. Because I don't want to take that away.
I don't think he cared to know.
He cared to know.
You.
He cared to know.
Thank you.
But here's the thing. There's a lot of men that live by the ain't gonna happen to me.
No, they don't say that.
No, a lot of men think it. And it ain't gonna happen to me.
Okay.
He like, hey, somebody probably said, hey, that's the drug lords. He's like, I got this.
I don't even think it's that complicated. I think he was in the Dominican Republic. He saw somebody he could tag, and he was gonna put another notch on the board, and that's it.
And
he just happened to be putting a notch in the wrong playing place.
Let me tell you something. When you a celebrity, that's what I'm trying to tell. When you, first of all, a sports player,
come on,
he's big time, right?
Yeah, he's huge.
Forget about
200 million.
You think she doesn't have somebody keeping an eye on her? If she's a drug lord's wife, she's walking around, she doesn't have somebody keeping an eye on her.
And that's what I'm saying. But you know what? There's probably more to this story because I just seen something come down. Pedro, whatever.
My chat room might be going busy.
It's probably something more. This probably been going down for a minute. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is probably something that was going on for a while, and it finally caught up to.
You know what? I'll say that only, and the reason why I second that is because of. Here's the thing. When you get money, you are fucking boring. Watch rich motherfuckers at events. It's only one motherfucker that's rich as shit, and he run around with his shirt open, and he dressing like the it nigga and everything. Is Puff Daddy. Mm-hmm. That's the only rich nigga that I know. Hold on. That run around and say, nigga, I'm the party. When you get money, your broad should cheat on you, nigga, because you are fucking boring. When you have money, you can buy any house, and you can buy any car, and you can eat at any restaurant. The bitch does not give a fuck. At the end of the day, she is in for the excitement. When you say, hey, we done been to all these places. We done been all this. You done put money in my account. I done wore all the clothes. You can wear all the clothes. You can wear all the shoes. You can have anything you want. One thing you cannot get in life that is priceless is your fucking time. I don't give a shit how rich you are. Your time is everything.
That's not how old money works, though.
But and I'm glad you, because I was just going to say that it's not about
old money. It's still money. Which is saying
it's not the same.
So you're saying it's generational? What? That's what you're saying.
New money's completely different. It's like somebody that starves that then gets a buffet every week. It's not the same. When you live in the buffet every day, every week, it's different.
So you saying you can't have fun? I'm only talking about having fun. I ain't talking about old money, new money. It doesn't matter.
It makes a huge difference, though, because it goes through generations. If you grow up, old money means that your family was wealthy for many generations. So it's not, you've been acclimatized to and acclimated to a completely different environment. It's not like, I grew up poor and then I made a bunch of money and then now I have this freedoms and all this stuff.
So let me ask you this, Carlos. What's the broad that she brought out, she was friend to the Kardashian, the first heir. Paris Hilton. That's the heir, right? That's generational bread, right? What did she do? She partied. That's all she did. Mm-hmm. You cannot, I don't give a fuck. That's old money. My man Lo say, Grady, you got to have, it's a difference if it's old bread or if it's new bread. The difference is
there's always outliers.
Okay. So if I'm just saying when you have these women and you can't keep up with the bitch is gonna find somebody better than you and keep your ass around.
But
Go ahead.
It's not even just about the money. It's about what you do. Because I'm not gonna say all people with money. It's about the lifestyle that you live. So let me give you an example. Because we're gonna use Puffy. I'm glad you brought him up.
Come on.
When you got money like Puff Daddy, right?
Yeah.
To keep Puffy's money sustained, Puffy is turned on by success.
Yes.
By just constantly winning and dominating.
You can't beat me.
You can't beat. So in order to do that, Puffy is like what? He likes to be in the public eye. He's at every party. He's coming out with these new ventures or whatever. So now, all the time you did to get the woman,
he's chasing the billion. He's chasing
the billion. All the time you went to get the woman, so it's like, okay, all that time you put for her to like you, it's like, okay, now he don't got the time to do it no more. Cause he's like, all right, look, I got you. You got the money.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up and do this. I gotta go get these business ventures. So it's no more, hey babe, when you got some free time, let's go here. Hey babe, let's go do this. Let's do this later on. Mm-hmm. Hey, so now
what?
Now, if he does take her out, they're on public display. So what did Puffy do?
What did he do?
Puffy bought a personal trainer for his ex, Cassie. Right?
Yeah.
The girl Cassie was with. And she fucked the personal trainer. Why did she fuck the personal trainer?
Because he was fun.
Because he was giving her time and he was fun. Puffy was no longer fun. Now a lot of people be like, well, how could he? Puffy's no, like you said, he's that money. You know,
money.
But that's what happens when you get a woman that's a toy and not a partner. When you have an equal, that shit doesn't happen. She keep you on your toes. I've been with the same girl for 20 years, same pole, same hole for 20 years. Okay, 20 fucking years. Okay. My girl is on my ass about everything, and I love her, and we hang out and we do shit all the time. And if I play golf, she's there playing golf with me. If I'm working, she's on my ass about wanting to work with me. If I'm going on a trip, she's on my ass about wanting to go on the trip with me.
You know when you get scared? When she stop asking you. That's when you
know. That's usually when I go play golf, and then I say I was working or something like that.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, but when the concern stop, though. That's when you need to work. When you stop hearing how that you're like, oh shit.
Yeah,
but that's real. but that's the difference. Is when we go into a situation when we want a toy and we don't want a partner. That's what you get. You get a toy, and toys get played, and they get played by other people when you're not paying attention.
Yeah,
I'm with Lowe's on that. Brandon, I know you was finna say something. Same pole, same mode. That was brilliant.
Was it graphic enough or?
No. Hey, wait a second. That picture.
He had to turn away.
He was unrecognizable. That's why I said, was that?
Wait, he dead?
Nah, he ain't dead.
Yeah. What he shot him at?
I don't know where he got shot.
The face?
As far as the body parts?
In the
he
back.
got hit in the back.
Yeah,
he had some
body parts. Wait, what?
He had organ damage.
Yeah,
but I don't know what organ.
He doesn't look recognizable. You know.
What doesn't look recognizable? His face?
Yeah.
You didn't know it was him.
Yeah.
So they beat him up, then they shot him. That's what I'm saying.
Probably.
No,
I don't know what
you
happened.
conflating two stories. They caught the guy that shot him, or one of the two guys that shot him, and they beat the shit out of him. Okay, because he was dumb enough to get caught after shooting somebody in the back. So he starts off by shooting somebody in the back.
David Ortiz shot somebody in the back.
No. He got shot in the back. There were two guys that were on a moped or a motorcycle or something like that. They pulled up. Papi had his back to the door, and they shot him in the back. And then they tried to take off, but the people there, obviously, somebody got a hold of one of the guys, and they beat the shit out of him. And I saw the footage when the guy was they had him up against the wall, surrounded, and he was bleeding and whatever. They didn't kill him. They beat him up pretty bad, but they were holding him.
Example.
They were holding him for the police. So
I still stick by my point. I feel like
come on,
Papi knew. I feel like he knew. And I don't feel like this was the first time. I feel like a conversation was had, like, yo, stay away from my wife. Somebody told him. He felt like, yo, I'm Big Papi Ortiz. You can't tell me shit.
So you think it's personal is what is coming off that microphone?
I think that drug dealer was like, yo, I already told you, stay away.
Now, what if she told him? What if she told him, I fuck with him?
I don't think a drug dealer would tell him.
There would be no warning. There would be no warning.
Let me tell you why it would. Because Papi Ortiz is not just a regular dude. You know what I'm saying? It's
but that's not how it works.
No warning.
I grew up in the Caribbean. And
they both Caribbean. He's Trinidadian.
But listen. My grandfather was the district attorney. My great-great-grandfather was the first governor of the island. My dad's business partner was head of the CIA branch in Puerto Rico. Mm-hmm. When you went to parties where the heads of the island were there were governors, there were drug dealers, there were professional athletes. Whoever was the apex of whatever they did was present. Right. And if that's the kind of lifestyle he had in the Caribbean, if he was there regularly, you know that that's so and so's wife, you're risking your life going there. So if he knew,
and that's why I want to see what the female looks like.
That's why I'm thinking that he didn't, because you would have to be bold. I'm being generous you would have to be a dumbass to know that this person is a drug dealer's wife and still go there because you know that you're gonna die.
Let me break this down for you real quick. It's old pound.
Yeah, Haitians.
Haitians, old pound. Cubans, Dominicans, Western Jamaican drug lords, Trinidadian. Mm-hmm. There's no warning. They take their woman.
They make you an example too.
Is an example. Their wife is the closest thing to money, power.
Real shit.
You touch that. And I'm surprised you said it because they show that in these mafia movies. You touch that, there's no, hey, you stop it.
No, you're better off. I'm
gonna tell you what the warning is. When you at the party and you see her up there in the balcony with the dude and everybody's afraid, that's the warning. That's the one. And I'm gonna tell you where the warning came from. His camp, his people that's around him, Ortiz. Hey, I'm just letting you know because you said it's probably a warning.
Leave that bitch alone.
No, but that's what I said in originally. I said somebody. This is Poppy Ortiz is famous. He's famous.
You say somebody had to warn him.
Somebody had to warn him, like, hey, do you know that's such and such wife? He probably was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm rich.
I don't.
He was obviously caught. He was caught with her.
You're not even the biggest athlete. Let me tell you something, man.
He's not the what?
Did he regulate?
To them, he is. To them, he is. Yeah,
to that island.
No, you don't understand what I'm saying. I think that, like I said, to the whole story, I really do feel like for him to have risked what he risked, there's a situation where she probably was out having some fun. They got together, and they've been messing. I don't think he knew how powerful, because I just don't see him.
About something.
I just don't see him putting himself. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he's from out there, isn't he? He's from out there.
I don't know if he's Dominican. I don't know where
he's something.
He's like you. I just don't. You're a Major League Baseball player on a huge contract.
I just thought about something. What if you're right? I don't know if one of y'all mentioned it, but what if she did go up to him and said, "Yo, we're done. Me and the drug dealer are done. Like we're done.
That happens, man.
We not together no more." And he probably felt like, all right, well, cool.
It's never over.
I'm just saying,
never over.
Until we know the facts, I just don't want to make it seem like he was just oblivious to the fact of who this woman was.
But let's say this, because we seen this in what's the movie Narcos? The one that the guy that played
Pablo Escobar's,
and his broad was beautiful. She was something to look. Well, for him, right? For him,
yeah.
Even though he was fucking the reporter bitch, but she turned out to be a stoolie for one of the other cartels. But if a pigeon shit by his wife, Pablo kill that fucking pigeon. Go find it. Like, you could tell. Like, so I was like, oh shit. So you right.
You saw the wife got the two people killed that was talking shit to her. Yeah. She didn't mean to slip it up to Pablo. And you saw
he got that look too. I was like, oh wow.
That's what I'm saying. Like with David Ortiz.
But those was regular.
He was Dominican.
People. Huh? He is Dominican.
He is Dominican. Yeah.
David Ortiz.
Oh shit. So
there you go.
So
there you go.
He know.
But I'm just saying, there's no warning.
Yeah, when you top,
hell no, ain't no warning.
Because they both top dog.
Come on.
One of them is just.
Yeah, he grew up there. He graduated from high school there.
Oh yeah, he know who big.
He know
that nigga. Yeah. So let's just say that. So.
And there's no. There's no. I hit her. I have sex with her out there and come back to America and think shit is safe.
Now let's say this. What if it was a chick in position like dude? Would y'all feel that the chick would be on most scandalous shit like he was?
Wait, who's in position?
Yeah.
If it was not David Ortiz that got shot, it was a female drug. I don't want to call her queen pin. Yeah.
So if it was
took the two dudes out and put the one guy in with two women.
If it was a female drug dealer,
they're worse than the men.
So women are treacherous.
They are worse than the men. As a matter of fact,
you're not married.
As a matter of fact,
I don't.
No. They are. Let me tell you something.
They are.
History will let you know. Even the wives of the most notorious drug dealers.
Yeah.
The wives are the one that not most of the time that make the call, the shot.
I need a date.
If you watch Narcos, the wives are the ones that make that deadly call. Because most of the time the husbands be like. It be the wives. The wives are the most deadliest ones. So if it's a woman, it's a female drug lord. Oh, it's worse.
So here's I said I put this on because I'm gonna switch gears because we got a little time right quick. I want to switch gears right quick because we're all three fathers in here, and Los, he's probably he grew up with his dad, right? So let's say this: they have this thing called child support, right? And there's this thing called women being petty, petty parents. So I put a meme up, and my meme basically stated that mothers, how you say it? So, I would like to say to my guests, how do y'all feel about that? Because my Instagram shot up, my Facebook shot up. Everybody is talking about it. And I'm like, I'm going to bring it on the show tonight because that's a hot topic. Because you got some people be like, there's no excuse. There's some motherfuckers be like, man, my mama wasn't shit. And then some people are just like, well, let's just ask the children.
Don't ask the children. You go to jail for that. Ask them anything you want. Don't ask them.
Hilarious. So then, I know what he's doing. He always do that. Don't worry about that. The bullshit is this. When you're a parent, when you're a father, and you got to deal with the baby mama, it's a very daunting task to get somebody to parent effectively. Or I should say, co-parent effectively. If y'all don't, y'all not together, somebody bitter, somebody mad, you got a girlfriend, he got a wife, or whatever the case is, what's the
solution?
I don't think it's a solution. I think it's just stop fucking bitches that you think gonna be petty. But you don't know she gonna act like that until she gets your fucking baby. Because you done moved on, and then she gets upset. And then there's some sucker dudes out here. When she move on, he get upset. I heard the dude say it in the barbershop. He said, man, I ain't gonna let my son be raised, my girl, my baby mama better not let no nigga raise my son. I'm like, damn. So when barber say, Grady, what you, I said, how old are you? And he told me how old I was. Like, nigga, knock it off. It ain't shit you can do with that woman being with another man. You raised with your daddy? No, that's why. You problem solve like a broad. I don't mean no offense. You problem solve like a broad. You gonna be a man, you gotta be a man who gives a shit about what she does. Long as the child ain't hurt, that's it. Now, when they do this child support shit, because some motherfuckers like, my daddy was a deadbeat. And then, but yeah, you still act like a broad. You still act like a fucking woman. Because the G is shit as a man do. If I do wrong to you, Los, Nick, Brandon, as a man, you should go up and be like, yo, I was out of order for that. I was out of order.
I just shoot you in the back when you're sitting outside of Dominican Republic bar.
But if you're gonna try to be, because women are very vindictive people, especially when they think that you care about your child. So I use reverse psychology. I don't give a fuck about seeing them. My life changed immediately. I'll wait on y'all to jump in whenever you want to. When you say shit like, I got your baby, like, bitch, I don't eat carrots. That's dangling the carrot. That's a Chicago, Mississippi term. I'm going to dangle the carrot. Here go your daughter. Here go your son.
Let me ask you a question.
Fuck. Go ahead.
How long were you married for?
My oldest is 18. I want to say on paper.
Let me rephrase that. How long did you live with your wife for?
7 months.
That's it?
Yeah.
Anybody else married for longer than that?
I was married for 5 years.
At what point did you think in that relationship that you actually knew who your wife was?
I want to say for the 3rd year.
Do you think maybe you should have waited 3 years before getting married?
Oh, hell yeah.
That's the problem.
No, I get it.
I know who my girl is. I've been with her for 20 years. And most people end up in a relationship and they end up having kids before they know who the hell they're messing with.
No shit.
Would you trust your house to a stranger in 6 months?
Fuck no.
Why would you trust your child to a stranger in 6 months?
That's the dopest shit ever. But at the time, you are an adolescent thinking.
I understand that. And then you have to, but then at that point, you have to understand that there's not one individual that made a mistake. You fucked up too.
Of course.
So
we just saying problem solving when we deal with the child.
I understand.
We don't care nothing about the relationship.
I understand that. But what most people don't understand that your child is half his mom.
Yeah.
Meaning, my parents were divorced since I was a year old.
Okay.
And I had the luxury of having
Both.
a couple of stepfathers that were good people.
Okay.
One was a little bit tougher than the other one, but
got you.
I didn't suffer from lack of good parental figures.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But my mom and my dad never argued with each other, at least not in front of me. They never talked shit about each other, at least not in front of me.
Yeah.
And my mom, to this day, my dad died when I was 16 years old, and to this day, if I talk to my mom about my dad for more than 15 minutes, she chokes up. They were friends. They respected each other, and they took care of me that way.
That's some G
okay?
shit.
And that's the point, is even if you have to swallow the shit sandwich, you need to understand that and this is for everybody out there that has a kid, even if you have to swallow a shit sandwich, you need to understand that your child is half your wife or half your husband, and you need to treat them that way, because kids see their parents as gods when they're kids.
So you made this easier for me to say. So that's the great part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Real shit.
That's the great part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Because the dark side of the story is, from what he just asked, what he said, I'm not going to say women. I'm going to say both men and women.
Yeah, it's a big generalization. There's some people that do, some people that don't.
Yeah, there's some that don't. That use the child to be petty. Swear it is. Do some women use their child to be petty to prove a point?
Oh, trust me, I grew up in the Caribbean. There'd be Hispanic moms that be like, "You see what your pendejo dad did over here? You see this stupid shit?" Yeah, they'll straight up bring you right up to the parent to see how
Here's the fucked up thing about all of this. They have these classes for men. Like they have these classes. They have us talk to. A lot of times, a lot of women that get out of relationships, I feel like both need to go to counseling.
Of course.
Both need to go to counseling, but it's not that way. And because of the fact that they're still hurting, what I mean by that is it's not about the child at all anymore. It's about their feelings. You fucked me over. You hurt me. So to hurt you back, I'm going to use the one thing that I know can get to you, which is your child.
Any parent that any parent that uses their child to get at their ex-spouse is a piece of shit.
But wait.
Bottom line.
But here's the thing. We live in a world where there's a lot of pieces of shit all over the floor. Mm-hmm. And what I'm saying is, the sad thing about it is, we already know there's pieces of shit. But these pieces of shit have friends. And this is the part where I'm coming from. No one wants to tell their friend, hey, you need to let that man see his kid. You need to.
People need to have friends like me then.
No. But see, I'm gonna tell you that you would be some of those women's worst nightmare. They won't talk to you anymore. You wanna know why? They don't want to hear that shit. They want someone to be like, yes, bitch, fuck him.
Don't Pity let party him is what we call them in the black community.
They want that. That makes them feel good.
Yeah.
Because I truly believe I talk to when these conversations come up. There's a lot of women. I even look on the memes. I look on the posts on Instagram. I see a lot of women like, yo, any woman that would keep their kid from their ex is a piece of shit. And I sit there and I be like, do these women be telling these particular women that shit? And they don't. You know why?
Yeah.
Because they don't want to hear that shit. They know what they doing.
Yeah.
They know exactly what they're doing. They'll rather waste time going to court. They'll rather file paperwork.
Yeah.
Put you through the ultimate hell.
Okay.
To see your child.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because they want to see you struggle. They want to see you in pain. They want to see you in pain. See, because when you told that story just now, I mean not that story, but when you told us now, that's rainbows for me. I wish it was like that. Mm-hmm. But it's not. We don't live in a world where it's like that.
No, but I think where it gets dangerous and we start making generalizations and putting everybody under the same umbrella,
mm-hmm.
right? Because the human condition is present wherever there's humans. Regardless, you're gonna have good cops. You're gonna have bad cops. You're gonna have good priests. You're gonna have bad priests. You're gonna have good teachers. You're gonna have bad teachers. You're gonna have nice No, all strippers are nice, but. When we make a generalization, like I wanted to bring that point when we were talking about when you were saying about what America is. I'm pretty sure I've brought this point up to you when we were at the pool hall. We're at the pool hall, we're playing, and you see a white kid opening the door for an old white lady. You go to the teams and you see a black man playing with a Puerto Rican guy sitting next to a Jew, making jokes about the Japanese guy who's playing with the Korean guy. That's what we've evolved to. And we still have a way to go, but sociological issues it's kind of like music, like the major cities get kind of like the new beats. And then as you start spreading away from the major cities, you see people that are still wearing Guns N' Roses shirts from the 80s and torn jeans. Yeah. It takes time for everybody else to kind of catch up a little bit, right? So, but that doesn't mean that we disparage it and go, well, everything is shit. No, there's some stuff that's shit.
Yeah. I'm just saying to your point, You
I just don't like generalizations because
I get it.
They create more animosity and more division, and then we don't help each other.
I should say this. When we see these examples, that's all we go by.
Yeah.
So if
I like how you stated it, because you stated some.
Yeah. But if we put it in a room and I said, here's 100 cases. I've been to child support court. Brandon, everybody in it except you. We know what child support look like.
I've been there when I was a child.
Okay, so all 4 of us in here done been to child support court. 3 of us had to pay, and one of was the recipient. Los being the recipient, you've been in there, I've been in there.
I've been both sides.
Well, okay, I only have to go in one, and then my man here. When you see 100 cases, and all of them are in favor of the broad,
the system does favor the mom.
So let's just say, let's say Illinois. Illinois is chick-friendly state. Chick-friendly. They don't give a fuck. And then California, they don't give a fuck about you being a daddy. They give a fuck about, can you provide this money that, she don't have, she got 3 kids. Well, you living well because you a post worker, post office, mailman, I'm sorry. And you make $15 a week. $15 an hour. And you doing 45 to 56 hours a week. If you go over 60, Uncle Sam gonna take that, then we're gonna need that. Now this broad is complaining because she want Carlos to pay her fucking rent, half. Carlos to pay her car note, half of that. She want Carlos to pay her cell phone, her groceries.
My wife makes more money than I do, so that's not happening.
So
you should have just picked the wife that made more money than you. That's all.
No. But it doesn't matter. This is what I always tell
Ask
people.
Kevin Featherline. That motherfucker's making so much money. You just needed to hook up with Britney Spears.
The bullshit is this. This is what happens in our community. This shit is always prevalent. You see a broad who really can't take care of herself, but then she see a dude who's really good, and it always goes like this. The good dude never finishes. The bad dude always get to the finish line. So what I did,
that's another generalization.
I'm just saying, in my case, the first one I was like, and then when I was like, well, I had to pay for the other 2. Just the oldest one, I was like, I know what to do. Don't give a fuck. You gotta win the mental race. As a man, you gotta win the mental race. As a child, you say, well, damn, I want to see my son. You say, oh, fuck seeing that child. Watch what happens when you put the love into the child, and then the child will start to make the decision like, you know what, mama, you a fucking liar. Daddy ain't like that. When it start coming your way, the best thing that is supposed to happen is you just give an agape or an abundance of love to your child. Then your child will be like, mama, you full of shit. You said daddy wasn't going to be here. You said daddy wasn't going to cut up fruit. So the best thing you can do.
What kind of fruit?
Pineapples, right? So then, because pineapples is a love fruit. A lot of people don't know that.
I thought you were making some Caribbean crack. I was hoping to come
back at you. I went to culinary school. Pineapple is a fruit of love.
My granddaddy did take me to the pineapple fields when I was a kid to get fresh cut pineapple, so I'm just going to leave it. But.
But I'm just saying, we just have these stories, and women don't want you to pull their bullshit out in front of them. We're not saying all. But when we just say women, because that's what we got to go for. That's the person next to us, right? So then everybody start, going off with the man shouldn't leave and he should go through the bullshit. I don't want Brandon going through that shit if his baby mama is like, hold up, sister, you don't need no fucking money.
The only quick,
and I'm not saying that's what he's going through.
And I'm not going to say prevention. The only quick, I'm not going to say solution. The only quick prevention to that is be more selective about your women.
Talk that shit.
Don't always
Okay.
work
But you
like
don't
that.
know.
I'm not. Again,
But you don't know,
There's
Los.
always outliers. You can only do the best that you can and making a choice. And sometimes we think we're getting gold and we get chinola, right? Like we only do the best that we can. But there's a big, because I've been guilty of the same thing. I've been stuck in relationships where I was like, what the hell I was thinking? I wasn't thinking. My dick was thinking. And I got in a situation where I'm like, oh, now I'm stuck with this person, for however long, right? And thank God I was responsible and I
Not
protected myself and I didn't have no kid
yeah.
with somebody that I next day hated, right? But a lot of people don't
think like that
shit up.
Yeah, I do.
They'll go out there and to be fair,
Uh-huh.
again, I'm not gonna make generalizations. There's a lot of people that I was in a relationship
There's
with a
some
person that I
brilliant
loved
mothers
for a year.
Oh shit, we got a caller. Let's
Okay.
see what's happening. Yo, you're on the air with Ray, Grady, Nick, Brandon, and our special guest. Who's this? Where you calling from? Talk to me. Bye. So go ahead.
So I was in a relationship that for the first year of the relationship, it was amazing.
Okay.
That's why I was asking about how long, just to kind of get an idea.
Mhm.
At what point you figure out that you knew the person that you were with.
Mhm.
I didn't really realize the baggage of this human being until
You got with him.
a year and a half later,
Mm.
right?
Okay.
And fortunately, there was no permanent damage at that point, right? So I tried to salvage it. I tried to be the decent person. We ended up putting about 2 years together, but it didn't work out. But if I would have put a child into that situation,
Oh, you've been going through.
then I mean, I still think the person was a decent human being. So I
Yeah.
still think that
Yeah.
if would have not been one of those situations where the person holds your child against you,
Mhm.
but
I will agree with you. I will 100%.
and I agree with
him.
you because
And
there's always outliers. There's always circumstances where they blindside you where you don't really weren't expecting.
of
it.
course.
Because when it comes to the relationship, I can honestly say that within my second to third year of my marriage,
Yeah.
there was times I walked to the park.
Okay.
I would get up and I'd be like, I'm gonna go for a walk.
Okay.
And
And you went to a walk for what? To cool off?
It was not just to think,
Okay. All right.
because something inside of you is
Yeah.
sitting there and it's just like something is not right.
Yes.
This is before
Because-
you had a daughter? This is before you had
This
a
is
daughter?
before. This is where I'm like, something is not right.
Okay.
But as men, some of us, we sit there and just be like, some men don't tend to, how can I play on what's going on up in here and here. We play all that might like, nah, we can fix it.
Human beings, period.
Human
People
beings,
in
yeah,
general.
we can fix it.
Okay.
Because you see it. You're 100% right. You see it, but you're not fully paying attention to it because you're hoping that this behavior will change. You're hoping, you're like, okay, oh, the phone.
Yo, you on the air. Who is this?
Hey, what's up? This is Joaquin. How y'all doing?
What's going on, Raheem? Where you calling from, brother?
What up, man?
I'm calling from El Paso, man. I'm
Oh,
listening.
shit.
I'm watching the live stream right now.
Oh man, appreciate the love, big dog. So
Hey, no problem, man.
how you
Been a
feel
fan,
about what
been a
we
fan.
talking about, big dog? Do you think women? What do you feel about what I said and how what we're
About-
talking about?
About being petty?
About how about they being petty? Being petty parents. Yes, sir.
Okay. This is what it is. This is how I feel. I can't speak for everybody, but to me, chicks be being like that when they know the cat don't want to deal with them no more. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
the only way they can affect them is to use the child.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So the child go their whole life not knowing that Pops is out there looking, and
Yeah.
the chick will go through everything
Yeah.
to keep that child from seeing the Pop. You know what I'm
Hey.
saying?
Yeah.
So what I'm basically saying is a lot of one-sided stories out there.
Yo, man, I
You know?
appreciate that. You kept it real, man. We got to take another caller. Please keep supporting the show, Raheem.
All right, man.
Bet.
No problem, y'all. Take it easy.
Yo, you on the air with Grady. Who is this? Where you calling from? Talk to me.
Man, what's happening with it, big brother?
What's
It's,
up with-
Gusto from New Orleans. I'm out here in Riverside, California, though. How y'all doing?
What's
fellas?
going on, brother? How you feel, man? So
Man,
what you,
I'm great. Look, not to get off top, I got to sneak outside and take another smoke break. I said, oh, they taking calls and how to the real one, you know?
Yeah. So what you think, man? Is women out here being petty mothers, or I'm not saying all. I'm just saying sometimes we just go through a lot of shit dealing with trying to, be a perfect dad to our to our child. What you think, big dog? Holla.
Man, I I think it really starts from a position of brokenness. Just to dip into like my little personal situation. I've been with my wife 15 years. We got 5 sons.
Congratulations.
Just so happened she was solid because she had a solid dad. She was like Dad's pit, tomboy basketball player, real fine thing. I wiped that quick, but she had the qualities that I needed for me. I could dip on the other side to my little sister. Like we had a dad who was there, but he wasn't there. You know, we living in poverty in New Orleans East in the 9th Ward. And Pop's got a beautiful wife. They're living with granite countertops and floors and things of that nature.
Oh, shit.
And I can see with my little sister, not having my pops around, her decision in men. So since I kind of become more and more conscious, the more I learn, I try to teach my little sister, like, you have to have things you don't accept, but things you do accept. My little sister kind of stepped into the role of side chick, was cool. She thought it was cute and things of that nature with a lot of her friends, and a lot of them have single, they have side babies. So her dad's not there. They always talk about how the dad ain't shit and stuff like that. But then she turned around and make the same decision, baby number 2. So what I tried to explain to her was it's about her decision making. You got to find your guy who's solid. Like we kind of fucked up out here. As a people, as a whole society's fucked up. But you have to like check your decision making.
Hey,
my little sister, I can tell you, she hood. I'm a hood dude myself. She hood, but the mentality is, son doing good over here. He the popular guy. I'm going to fuck him, have a baby with him. Excuse my language.
Nah, come on.
I'm going to smash him. I'm going to have a baby with him, and I come up by default. But when dude gets you pregnant, he treated queen like a queen, and my nephews get treated like side baby and uncle taking care of them like they my sons,
Yes, sir. Hey, man. Hey, spoken like a true champ. Yo, man, I salute you, man. Thank you for calling the radio show, brother. Keep supporting, man.
I appreciate it, OG. Y'all have a good one.
Blessing.
Well,
you hear that, Nick? You heard that, Los? Brandon, everybody's watching. These are people calling in El Paso, New Orleans. They watching, they listening. So the stories aren't far-fetched. Like my man Lo said, we're all people. We're all people. Everybody going, there's nobody in here that's really immune to bullshit. Go ahead, Nick. I want to hear what you have to say.
No. I mean, like I said, like I said, I've taken those walks where I'm like, man, this might not
work.
But you in there. And
meaning the marriage.
The marriage. Okay, and one of the things that I think for the most men is like, you don't want to disappoint. Because I always tell people and
disappoint
my mother and father. No, disappoint. What's the put the number in right here quick. My mother and father, they were together. And I got to see them together when they with me. So the thing for me is just like, okay, I would want that for my child.
Of course.
But
we all want the Cosby Show.
Yeah, we all want
because
that's what we grew up on. So you're watching that and everything. So it's like, huh?
I ain't want that, but go ahead.
Brandon,
I'm just playing, man. I'm just playing. Go ahead.
God
damn it. I love Brandon.
Yeah,
come on. Come on.
When you look at now, like even when it's something I'm going, and I sit there.
Okay.
At this point, I'm just like, I'm not fucking surprised. Because it's the fact that it's just shame on me. Yeah. Now you got to deal with that. To what Grady said that was true is I learned.
You got another caller. Come on. Yo, you on the air with Grady. Talk to me. Where you calling from? Who is this?
What's up, Grady? This comedian Carmen Barty.
My nigga. What up, G? Carmen, what up with it? St. Louis. What's happening?
What's going on? I just really caught the tail end of the conversation, so I wanted to chime in from a female's perspective.
Thank you.
All has been said, but it's clearly all men there. And so
I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
I
didn't
Love's good. Love's good. Go ahead, Carmen, because we want to hear, because you wear them shoes too, Carmen.
Carmen, I grew up with my mama. I didn't say it.
No, go ahead, Carmen. You wear them shoes, and you're a real mother. Yeah, go ahead, Mom.
3 children from 2 different fathers. My children are grown now. And I can remember being that young baby mother because I had my kids when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
And I can remember being that bitter baby mother thinking that, if I got child support, it would make a difference or, I would be forcing them to provide for their children. And, as I look back on it, it was one of the biggest mistakes that I ever made as a mother because it only makes the relationship more strained for the father and the children, And a lot of times women get bitter because the father has moved on Like, I was young and I had my kids by older men, and so I was always bitter and mad because they would move on to a girlfriend that was more established than me, because I was young, So I was a bitter, crazy baby mama, and as I look back on it, it's probably one of the biggest things that I did that was wrong as a young mother. Now that I'm older, I see the mistakes that I've made. One of the biggest mistakes that I made as a mother was going to the system and getting my children's father involved in the system, because as a young single mother, a young adult, teen mom, I didn't understand that the system is built to tear down the black man and to break up the black family.
Talk that shit.
That's how the system is built. But as a young lady, I didn't know that. All I knew was, y'all finna give me this motherfucking child support. I'm not finna be out here taking care of these kids by myself. Y'all finna help me. At the end of the day, you can't make a man provide for his child. And money doesn't make a father. Sometimes you can be getting money, but if they're not there, it's valuable things that your child is missing out on because you want to be a bitch. I know that now, but as a young mother, I didn't know nor understand it. And so I think, so what I try to do now that I'm older is I try, to encourage women to get along with their child's father and not to be bitter. Most of it typically comes when you move on. Once men move on, then a lot of women, they want some child support, and I don't want this bitch to touch my baby, and I don't want her around my baby, and and this and that. And it's just the stupidest thing ever, because if you have a woman that is with your child's father and is supporting him as a father and helping him, be a better father and involving his child and spending time, that's what you want. I wish I had that for my children. I moved to Los Angeles and I left my children in St. Louis. I wish that there was somebody to help with my kids in my absence. But a lot of women are bitter and they mad and they can't see past that. And at the end of the day, you're not going to get no money, because there's ways around paying child support. And if you do get it, it's going to be pennies. And you're going to get this man caught up in the system to where he couldn't help the child if he wanted to. And at the end of the day, you ain't got no money and the baby ain't got no daddy now because you wanted to be an ignorant bitch. So...
not just that, but the people that are in the system are not stupid. The people that are checking you out to see if you're being a good parent, they're not dumb. They've handled thousands of cases. If you're being an angry parent, you're not doing yourself any favors. If you're being an asshole to the other person, you're not doing your kid and yourself any favors, because you're putting your pride and your ego and yourself in front of your kid's well-being, and they see that.
Man.
Let me break it down really quick before I get off. Let me break it down really quick.
Come on.
I know the system very well because I've been in it and I've seen it from the inside and outside. So you have a child, with this guy. You and the guy break up. Things are good. He gets this new chick. Y'all ain't together. He not doing what he's supposed to do for the baby because now he's into this other chick and what have you. So you take him to court for child support. He don't pay his child support. Months and months turn into years and years. Then he begins to accumulate a debt. While he's accumulating this debt is building. Once the debt builds to, I believe it's over $10,000, then they begin to do things like suspend your child's father's driver's license. Now he can't even drive. So he can't, if he wanted to get a job to support the child, he can't drive. And when he do drive anyway, because he gonna drive, he gonna be locked up over some bullshit. Then after he's in the system, I believe it's a Class D felony, which is called criminal non-support. A criminal charge that you get charged for not supporting your child. So now that he's caught up deep in the court system, he's still not paying, and he get locked up over it, and then he gets a lawyer. So the lawyer starts to make money because he got to pay the lawyer to keep him out of jail. Then once the lawyer gets him out of jail, then the lawyer gets a deal with him where he'll get probably probation. So that probation will monitor the amount of money that he's paying. So what he does is he gets a bullshit job, and he pays $200-300 a month. Mind you, the lawyer has probably been paid a minimum of $5,000. The court system charges you to be on probation. You have to pay to be on probation. By the time you get done, the system and the attorneys have made more money than have went to your child. So all of that could have been avoided if you act like you had some sense. Or this, like eventually, I got to the point where I said, "Fuck it." All this energy I'm putting into trying to make these fathers be fathers, I could be putting that into being a better mother. And now now I look at my life and I look at my career and I look at where I am in life. Period. And I'm not knocking the father of my children, either one of them. We still talk. They talk to their children. They don't have the best relationship, but there is a relationship there.
Right.
I took them off child support. I took both of them off child support. I lied and said that they was paying money that they wasn't even paying because I knew that all this was doing was causing problems for them. You know what I'm saying? So
shit.
I did what I could do to fix it. But the bottom line is that once I got over, they gonna help me, I'm finna do this. Once I got over that, I was able to focus on myself, focus on my career, focus on me being a mother, and I was able to elevate my life to a point where I don't even need child support. I don't even. It's like I don't even need that. I could pay them what they're supposed to pay me, and not be it'd be no sweat off my back. So I think that if more mothers would focus on themselves and trying to better themselves and being the better mother and show these niggas, I don't need you, fuck you, I got this, then maybe they'll be more willing to help and support. And even if they're not, your children will be able to see this is the hustle and the grind that my mother has. My children have watched my hustle, my grind, my struggle, and that has equipped them to be better men and women. My kids are all independent. They all, some of them got a little more hustle than others, but they all out here on their own because they saw
what you was doing.
That wasn't sitting in court trying to get a check. She was out here going to get that paper. You know what I'm saying?
That shit.
So I think that if you could, if these mothers could, look more toward that end. Everybody want a check. Everybody wants some money from the baby daddy. It's like it's stupid. At the end of the day, money does not make a father. What makes a father is a man who is involved with his children's life, who is there teaching his child the little things, riding bikes, tying shoes, how to dance and music, and taking them back to what they grew up on, being involved, helping them learn, taking the kids to church or whatever you want to do. That is what being a parent and being a father is all about. Not no check,
man.
Not no money,
man. Talk that shit, man. I appreciate you calling in, Carmen. You know what, Carmen? I'm gonna get your info and I'm gonna bring you on the show, man, because I want to hear what you got to say. I want to hear what was the situation that even led up to that for you saying, fuck this shit. I got to get this on my own. I appreciate you, Mama. Keep supporting the show. All right?
No problem. Have a great night. Thank you.
That's from a woman. You know how G that is? It's almost like I don't even want to talk to chicks if I found out she got her baby daddy on child support. I've literally been like, you got your baby daddy on child support? I don't fuck with you.
You mean that story didn't make you want to go buy condoms right now to make sure that you
that story like made me say
I like the best ad for Trojan condoms I've ever heard.
It was the first relief that a woman said, these motherfuckers do not give a fuck about black men. That's the best shit ever.
One of the few females.
Now, it's some chicks that are like, fuck that. Mm-hmm. Like, fuck that. I know that woman who just called. I know her. Mm-hmm. So the shit is, it's like, that's the best shit I heard, nigga. This gonna be a good motherfucking week, nigga, because I'm gonna tell you something. For you to get liberated and to say, I'm gonna seek emancipation, this is how I gotta do it. I don't wanna be worried about these people, because if $250 or $500 or $1,500 a month is a lot, and then my son is suffering because he feel like I gotta pay you $1,500 to see my son, and the courts weren't even there when we was fucking in the room.
What do you think having a child should cost you monthly?
It all depends.
How do you figure?
A dude like me, so what I did was I took the child. I said, give me the kids. You keep calling for me too much.
Okay, so let's say
you talking about a number?
Let's say you don't have the child with you.
Okay.
You get visitation rights, obviously, because you're a parent, right? Let's assume.
No, they don't do that.
I went through the system. I know the process. I was a child that had to pick between spending time with my dad or spending time with my mom, and the whole.
Did y'all have to mediate?
At one point we did, and it was the worst time out of everything, because at any point that the parents were civil enough to try to come up with an understanding between themselves, it was always better than what the courts would appoint, because the court appoints stuff that's very regimented and not practical.
Talk that shit.
So
now go ahead.
But the question is, assuming that the two parents, let's say it's best case scenario, the two parents actually want to work with each other, right? They're actually decent people and they're concerned about the well-being of their child past their pride and their ego and sticking it to the other person that's not there. Right?
What's the amount?
Let's say that you're sharing your kid with your wife, but she has most of the time with the child. What do you think it should cost you a month to have a child?
Does she have a dude?
I'm talking about your relationship with your kid. What's it worth?
No. This is what I'm asking you.
Regardless of man or not man, what do you? It's
no.
There's no catch here.
I know there's no catch, but
what? It's not the dude's kid. It's your kid.
No, that's not what I'm. It's a point why I'm asking you that, because if she does have a dude, right? Because when you think about taking your kid, you're thinking about that child support is supposed to go towards rent, clothing, food. All that,
but you're adding the child support label to it. I'm not adding child support label.
You're just saying how much does it cost to raise?
I'm asking you, what do you think would be a fair figure?
You can't do that.
It's subjective. I'm just it's subjective. I mean, if you're super wealthy, some people are gonna say $10,000 a month.
Right.
I'm saying within your standards, within what you think you could afford, what do you think would be a fair figure that should go to your child because you are a parent and you have a child?
Money wise,
I would say
zero.
Since he asked me, this is what I would do.
A child costs money.
No. If you calling me for money, put it like this: if you calling me for money, you can't afford the child. Give it here. That's my money.
But that's
no. I'm just saying that was
you may have a situation. I mean, you have the full range from one parent being 100% the only one earning money to the other parent being 100% earning money and everything in between. Right.
Here's what. So to answer your question, here's a stupid, but I understand what you're saying. Here's a stupid about the child support thing. Let's just say you give.
No, he really wanted to know a number. That's what he wanted. I was like, give it here.
But I get what he's saying. What I'm saying is, what he's saying basically is this: let's say you give child support to the woman for your kid. Let's just say it's $200 a month. Let's just say it's that. No matter what the child support is, there's always more that's needed for the child.
Absolutely.
So there really is
no set money.
There is no set.
But my point was leading to another area. When let's say you put that number, and let's say the money's being used for it's supposed to be being used, which is not always the case.
Right.
Just because you're pissed off at the mom or your child doesn't mean you're not responsible to help take care of that child.
Yeah, that's dumb. Right? You should never be pissed off.
So what I'm pointing at is both sides, when they allowed their ego and their pride to go against each other, you're not taking care of the well-being of the child.
Of course.
It's inexcusable from either direction.
No, you're right.
It's inexcusable for the mother to be using the money for whatever the hell she wants to get, shoes and hair and nails and whatever the fuck. And it's inexcusable for the dad to think because the mom's being a bitch, she's not going to get any money for the child. Because you know what? When I'm playing poker and I go all in, I know there's a chance I'm going to lose my ass unless I have the nuts, right?
Yeah.
And I have to take my fucking medicine when I fuck up. And if I had a child with somebody that is not a good person, part of that responsibility is mine.
Yours.
And it doesn't become the child's burden. It becomes my responsibility to make sure, because that child is also my child, to make sure that at least something good is happening in his life or her life.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Before we got up here, you said you're married, right?
20 years.
Okay, 20 years. Let's say it's 21st year. Hypothetically, let's say you have a kid. Hypothetically, you have a kid. Your wife changes, right? She just changes to go change for the worse. God forbid. Okay? You got to pay child support, right? You got to pay child support. Let's say you got to pay $600 a month, right? One child. But your ex-wife now has a dude, right? That's staying at that house who's a bum. All he does is just play video games all day. Are you 100% comfortable with your $600 going to that household, knowing that it's not going to your kid, knowing that your
I got you. You added a parameter there that makes me go to the courts to talk to the courts. If I know that, just listen to me. If I know that the money that I'm sending for the child is not being spent on the child, there's a bigger issue, right? But I'll tell you another area. I know 100%. I know 100% that if that was to happen, it would never happen with my wife because I trust my girl with my life.
We all did.
And no, but it's because I put 20 years into that relationship. I've seen it at her worst, and even at her worst, I would still trust her with my life.
Yo, man, this is Ray Grady, man. Appreciate it, man. We'll be back next week.
Check it out.